Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is BestInSlot with some potentially very exciting news for the upcoming Dominion Malta Expansion for Jurassic World Evolution 2 coming on the 8th of December. Now before we dig into this, I want to say this is speculative, take this with a big old truckload of salt. But it seems pretty solid to me. I'm pretty confident, I'm optimistic at the very least. So what is it we're talking about? Actually, before we dig into that, I want to give a quick shout out to Scythe in Dominus. They're the person who posted this over on the subreddit in the first place, kind of brought it to the public attention. And I want to give a little shout out as well to UT over on Twitter, who told me about this on Twitter so I could see it in the first place. You can follow my Twitter at the links in the description down below. I never ever post, so it's super exciting, but if you want to slide into my DMs, that would be the way to do it. Let's get started. So, what are we talking about? Well, this very blurry Oviraptor right here. There's a suggestion that maybe it could be our first omnivorous dinosaur in Jurassic World Evolution 2. Oviraptor is often regarded as an ovivore, meaning basically it just ate eggs, because Oviraptor, and of course it was found with the nest, etc, etc. But we now know, and we've known for a long time now, that's really not the case, and it probably had quite a varied omnivorous diet. Two papers to highlight that. One from 1995 from Norrell et al. Showing lizard remains were found in the skeleton of actually the holotype specimen of the Oviraptor. And then a more recent paper from 2018 from Funston et al. Showing that the Oviraptor's beak was probably more similar to a modern parrot's, suggesting it had a fungivorous diet. And that's a diet that mainly partakes in seeds and fruits and nuts. But why are we even talking about it? Well, let's have a little look. So this is from the forum description for the Oviraptor. Don't let Oviraptor's don't let Oviraptor's size fool you. They possess an incredibly powerful jaw for their size. Originally thought to steal other species' eggs, hence the name Oviraptor, which means egg thief, it's since been understood to be an omnivore. Okay, I'm just going to highlight that. With a distinctive head crest and feathers, Oviraptor has an incredibly unique look. In-game, you'll also be able to enjoy a 2022 skin. So, that's the first clue, okay? Frontier themselves acknowledging this is an omnivorous. I just spilt my protein shake all over my desk. Frontier themselves acknowledging that this is an omnivorous dinosaur. Now that doesn't necessarily mean too much in and of itself. If you think back to when we first heard about Dimorphodon in their species profile, they were called an insectivore, and Jens had to post on the subreddit saying, we don't have anything to announce regarding insect feeders in Jurassic World Evolution 2. They were mentioned as part of the species field guide to share some additional information about the Dimorphodon, but they'll be feeding from fish feeders in the game. So Jens saw everyone talking about it. I talked about it here on the channel. You know, we were quite excited about the potential for new feeders. I think it's actually an area of the game they could do with expanding now. It's one of those bits that's been kind of left behind a little bit in a way. Either way. So we got a little excited about that, and then Jens shut it down. However, someone posted on the forums, it was Dragon and Tiger. You can see here, Dragon and Tiger. Dragon and Tiger said, just noticed the part about alternate skins getting colour options. That's super awesome. It is super awesome, Dragon and Tiger. It is. And it says that Oviraptor is an omnivore. Does that mean it eats plants and from meat feeders in Juri 2? Question mark. And Jens says, big old eyes. Maybe. And that might not seem like a big deal, but if you know how Frontier unless Jens has made a mistake, and one thing that makes me nervous about doing these videos is I don't want this to not be true and then for people to hound Jens and stuff like that. But they've made this mistake before, and I don't think they'd make it again. And I think Jens not actively shutting this down, which Frontier tends to do if it's something they're like the community is expecting and isn't going to get. As we just saw a minute ago, you know, Jens is the same person. Shut it down in the past, is not shutting it down this time. It seems very likely that Oviraptor is going to be omnivorous in Jurassic World Evolution 2 and eat from both the meat feeders and the herbivore feeders, which would be really cool. Funnily enough, there's like a running joke in the community that Frontier takes a lot of mechanics from Kyodenic's mods. He keeps coming up with things and they keep adding it to the game. And Kyo brought omnivorous dinosaurs into the game a long time ago, so that would be slightly entertaining. This does open a couple of other questions. First of all, is Oviraptor going to be just eating from the meat and veg feeders? 2 meat and veg? Wait, no. Meat and 2 veg. Or is it going to be able to hunt humans? Is it going to be able to hunt goats, for example? I could definitely still see that. It might be a little bit interesting. The other possibility, of course, then, because we don't know all the changes coming in the patch quite yet, there are other dinosaurs in this game that would be omnivorous. For example, our ornithomimids and stuff like that. They would probably have an omnivorous diet. would we ever see the possibility, if Oviraptor is omnivorous, for those other dinosaurs to then become omnivorous in the future? I don't know, it's an exciting idea. It definitely has the look of a dinosaur that can swing both ways, I guess, and it'd be really cool to just see the mechanics and the behaviour expanded in that direction. Hopefully we get an Oviraptor species profile before the DLC comes out and we can find out for sure, but if not, of course, I'll let you know as soon as we know right here on the channel. That's it from me. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I'll see you lovely folks very soon. Thanks for joining me. Cheers much love as always. Bye-bye.